I'm Miriam Udel. I'm Associate Professor in German Studies and the Tam Institute of Jewish Studies, and I teach Yiddish language, literature, and culture. While I've been here at the Fox Center this year, I have been embarking on the second phase of a large project about Yiddish children's literature. The project began with compiling an anthology of primary sources that I selected and translated that will be published next year with New York University Press. And now the second phase of the project is a critical study of what's in this corpus of nearly 1,000 works and why it matters. The opportunity to spend time at the Fox Center has meant that I could really step back in a very unpressured, unhurried way and think about the big picture with this book. How large and significant are the claims that I'm able to make? How do I want to couch them? What kind of language and form of address am I really seeking for this project? And I would say that the year has really emboldened me to think bigger and to write for a broader audience. I was tenured in 2015, so I am still relatively early in my career as a senior anything. So being a senior fellow was actually really stimulating and challenging because I did find that my voice was among the more seasoned, and having the fellowship of the other senior fellows has been invaluable, but I would say equally so, or perhaps in some ways even more so, is having all of the more junior scholars who are coming up after us to kind of show me the distance that I've traversed in my own work and to teach me new things. I really think that there is something to the idea of digital natives, and that I was aware toward the tail end of my graduate training of this new thing called digital humanities, but it was mostly hypothetical, and it has been an intellectually powerful experience to be among scholars for whom it's not at all hypothetical. It's part and parcel of the work that they're doing and the way that they're thinking about the world. So that's one thing that has shifted for me intellectually with the younger colleagues. I also feel like the Academy is undergoing a large-scale shift toward ever greater interdisciplinarity and the breaking down of boundaries and silos between the disciplines. And so to spend time with younger scholars is also to be in conversation with those for whom those disciplines are a little bit less isolating and a little bit more organically blending and crossing with each other. I've learned so much about so many specific things from being here, and every time you get hit with one of these readings to prepare, you think, oh my goodness, now I need to spend however much of an afternoon or a morning reading about this thing that has nothing to do with my work. And then you get into it and you go to the conversation and you realize, actually, this has everything to do with my work as a humanist, and we're constantly helping and pushing each other to frame our work toward maximal relevance and connection. And as a fellow this year, I've been able to really feel that relevance and connection very strongly. Well, I think that there has been such a great personal connection among the fellows. I'm certainly hoping and planning to stay in touch with each other in terms of friendship and intellectual exchange. And my own impression is that people know on campus. People know about this fellowship, and every time I tell somebody that I'm spending the year here, they sort of sigh and say, because I think that this is the little paradisal retreat that we wish were our everyday reality.